Hello and welcome to Step by Step. In a previous video I described and showed the biOrb Loop 30 litre, which is this aquarium here, and I also said that I would do another video that shows how I would decorate an aquarium, a biOrb. In terms of approaches, I suppose there are three ways or approaches you can take. The first one, the obvious one, is just to do your own thing completely. Set it up how you want to set it up, buy the decorations you like, and put them in. If that's what you're good at, and it does take a bit of skill, then do that. An easy approach might be the box sets that biOrb do. So you can buy box sets of decorations to, if you like, fully decorate their aquariums. They do different sizes and different themes, so you can have a look at those. That's a very easy way of decorating your aquarium. And or the best approach, I think, is to be influenced by the biOrb catalogues, which is sort of what I do really. I get my I have a look through their catalogues and get some kind of idea of what I want to do from that. Online there are about three biOrb catalogues. There is one from 2022. There's also a slightly older one which is 2017 to 18, and there's also another one which is 2016. They're all slightly different, so I suggest you look at all of them. Now they are a bit dated in terms of they won't show a biOrb loop, but they will show most other aquariums. So that's a really good starting point. And the reason I say it's a good starting point is because biOrb do, and I've said this before, biOrb spend an absolute fortune using designers, and the role of those designers is to sell you a biOrb, and they design and decorate something that is going to interest you. So they're probably going to pick the best sort of designs for their aquariums. So why not copy them? Or certainly why not be influenced by them, is my view. Here's an example of one of the catalogues. And as I said, they show the different types of biOrbs they have, the different types of sizes, but they also show the different sizes of plants and decoration for the different biOrb themes. So certainly have a look through those. It's really worth having a look. If you're at that stage where you're thinking, I don't know what to do in terms of decoration. And sometimes decorating an aquarium is a bit like trying to choose fish. You can go round and round in circles over what you really want, and you need to get it right because you're going to have to live with it. I'm now going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly put these the pearl media at the bottom of this aquarium. Now, just to say, I will be using pearl media, which is the latest biOrb sort of product, which I've got soaking. It's been soaked for about 3 hours in water that has dechlorinator in this case Aquasafe. So that for this aquarium I need 3 kilos of that, which is what I'm going to use. I won't be using the old type of ceramic media. So yeah, first thing I'll do is I'll just quickly put the pearl media into this tank. The next thing I need to do is to put water into this aquarium. So I use a bucket, I use a vac, and I top up the aquarium by putting water in here and pumping it slowly into the aquarium. I find that a much better way of doing it rather than pouring water in. So that's what I'll do next. So there you go. I'm using a vacuum. I'm decanting water from here, from the bucket into the aquarium. You get a nice steady flow. So I'm going to take it up just a bit further. Now the water is all dechlorinated water. It's all heated. I've heated it to about between 25 to 30 degrees, so that when I put my own heater in here, the heater hasn't got to work so hard to get, if you like, cold water up to the normal tropical fish heat. So I always use warm water, which is nice and warm. I'm going to stop at that height there. So I've left, a reasonable margin at the top. It is a sort of a good time maybe to check that your air pump and your lighting and everything else is working, which I'll do now, is on. That all works, so that's good. Yeah, that's all okay. So that's all working fine. I'm going to unplug all this now. I don't need it on at the moment. The next bit is all this stuff, which I will now talk about. I'll quickly just go through the decor I'm going to use. Now the centerpiece, if you like, the sculpture, I'm going to use this this anchor design, which is that one there. So that will go over the top of the bubble tube and rest on the top of the filter unit. So it'll have one of those. I've got a topiary ball set. I will provide the detail of all this at the end of this video. I've got a white seafoam which I'm going to use. Some blue pebbles. So some fairly or reasonably new sort of biOrb decorations, which are the plate corals and bottom polyp set. I'm using sea pearls, which is and kelp, which is a purple and sort of green colour, and finally the coral fans and shell set, which all looks like that. So I'm going to put it in. I intend to use all of this. The one I'm not so sure about is this large topiary ball. I just worry it's a bit too big. I think I might prefer the smaller ones. So I'm going to have to see what that looks like really, whether I want this whether I want this large one in there or not at the bottom. But we'll see. But before I put them in here, I need to soak them. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I don't really like the idea of rinsing things under tap water. So I'm using some water in a bucket that's been treated with Aquasafe, in this case a dechlorinator, just to give it a rinse before I put it into the aquarium. Might as well put a few other things in here. So those moss pebbles gone in. Despite me saying I'm not sure, I am still not sure, so I'm going to put this in just in case I change my mind. So, and these other two, I'm going to put those in, and probably these sea pearls. It's just really just to give them a just to give them a short soak in water other than pure tap water. So it's just, that's all it is. So I always tend to put the centerpiece in first, which is this here. Now there's a trick to doing these sorts of things sometimes. So on this one, if you're going to use it, when you put it on top, you realise it doesn't look like it's going to fit in the hole at the top of the aquarium. So what you have to do is you have to put it in at an angle like that and drop it in that way. That's sort of what you might have to do with some of these, is to put them in that way. So that's that. Now you've got the advantage over me because I'm decorating from the back of the aquarium for you to see. So I might need to mess around a little bit. If you haven't used a sculpture before, if you're new to biOrb, when they come, you have to unscrew them at the bottom. If you're wondering why it won't come out, it's because they have screws. So make sure you hold on to the ornament itself while you unscrew it, and then take it out. So that's what you need to do. So the last ones to go in are the coral fans and seashells. So this is what they look. Those look like that. Just again, give them a soak. I'm just going to give these a soak for 5 minutes, I think, before I start putting them in. Okay, so just turn this around the right way. So it should be facing that way for your side. And these have been soaking now, so basically I'm just going to put them in at first, and in a way try and work out where I want them placed. So just lower these down. I'll probably just cut the video to to them being in the aquarium rather than sit and watch me do this slowly. So I'll do that. I think that's the easiest thing to do. Okay, so that is the bulk of the decorations in there now. I did decide to go with a large topiary ball after looking at it and think, yeah, I thought it might be just too big and too dominating, when actually it's not in this size aquarium. The last thing I'm going to put in is the white sea fern, and the reason I'm showing this last is because I use the biOrb heater and it's got a white cable. I tend to use this at the very back of the aquarium to help hide the heater cable. So that is basically going to go towards the back here. Let me come around your side, it's easier. So there you go, that's, you know, that's sort of how I'm going to leave it for now. I think I'm just going to top the aquarium up with the remaining water. I'll keep the video going. I won't stop it now. I'll finish this off. I'll get the heater in. I'll get the water, the air pump going. I'll get the lights on, and then so that you can see it finalised, if you like, with its with its water level up.